Good morning. Welcome to week 6. Woo! We've made it to week 6. And school is almost over. Oh my goodness, boys and girls. It's almost that time of the year when you get to enjoy and wake up at any time. I know some of you are still waking up at any time, but the point is that now you won't have any work to turn in at all because you're going to be free at last. It's almost summertime. So we have 3 more weeks of school. Hang in there. You can do this. Okay, so for today, let's go ahead and get started and go. All right, so I created a new calendar because we are already in the month of May. So if you can see here, we're starting week 6. So week 6, it's going to go like this. So on the 4th, which is Monday, which is today, you're going to do Woodman, Spare That Tree, which is page 89. Now, by now, you know that they are not in order. They were just printed like that. Okay, so I'm giving you the page numbers. And then tomorrow, you're going to go to page 92 and do the rest from 6 through 11. Wednesday, we're going to do the Dishonest Merchant, which is on page 73, questions 1 through 4. And then Thursday is pages 75 through 76, questions 5 through 9. And then Friday, you are completely independent. And you're going to be doing prints of Central Park. You're going to annotate and answer 8 questions. Okay, so for today, you need either your pen or pencil and highlighter. So I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side. All right, so you should be here. You are on week 6. And it should say May 4th through the 8th. So flip it over. And it should look like this. Woodman, Spare That Tree. So I'm going to park my pen because I want to show you something. So if you go to Teams, I'm going to pull up my Teams. So remember on Teams, under ELA, so I'm going to close this down so that you can see where to go. So it's under General, Files, and then under class material. So today we're going to need the one that says figurative language. So we're going to go here and click figurative language. And remember, boys and girls, you can access this at any time. So if I scroll down, we have a simile that uses like or as. Metaphor uses is or are, and these two are comparing. An idiom it's a phrase and it has a different meaning. For example, it's raining cats and dogs. We don't literally mean that it's raining cats and dogs. We mean that it's actually raining really hard. Onomatopoeia, so oink, boom, pow, any word that makes a sound. Hyperbole, so hyperbole is an obvious exaggeration. For example, I am so hungry I could eat a horse. We cannot eat a horse. Although we may not be starving, we can't. It's a lot. Alliteration. So alliteration is the repeating of the initial or beginning sounds. For example, Sally sells seashells by the seashore. The beginning of the words. And then our favorite one, which is personification. It's the one that describes non-human things using human qualities. For example, I always use this example with you guys. Tofu says hello. Tofu is my cat. Tofu cannot talk. That is an example of personification. And consonants. So consonants is a repeating consonant sounds within the words. An example, pitter, patter, drip, drop. The sounds. All right. So let's go ahead and read today's objective. And today we are doing elements of poetry. So what are we going to do? We're going to identify the elements of poetry, the type of poem, figurative language. Is it a simile, metaphor, alliteration, idiom, etc.? And then we're also going to say, is it humorous, narrative, free verse, lyrical? How are we going to do that? We're going to underline the elements of poetry and we're going to annotate using our clouds or hashtags. So let's go back to this one. So first of all, I know that this is a poem, so I'm going to put here poem. Remember, our job is to find out what type of poem. So first of all, I know that I need to send in the title. So Woodman, Spare That Tree. So Woodman, we could already start inferencing it might be maybe a person. Spare that tree. Okay, so what does it mean to spare? So it could be to save or don't touch. I know a tree is considered outside. It's with nature. Now, George Pope Morris is my speaker / poet. And then I see here a photograph. So I'm going to put here a photo. Now, what is happening here? What do we see? So we see a tree. We see this is a family. I know that they're outside, there's other trees, and they're all holding hands. So that means that they're unified. So I'm going to put here unified. So I'm going to put unified family. Okay. Now I also know that I need to label my lines, my stanzas, my line breaks, and the type of poem. All right, so go ahead and start numbering your lines. So remember, we start with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is already here for me, so I don't have to do it, and keep numbering them. Okay, so there is a total of 32 lines. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to put here 32. So now we need to number our stanzas. Remember, stanza is something that looks like a poem. For example, is this a stanza? Yes, so I'm going to put here stanza 1 or S1. Then I'm going to flip it over. Oh, I see another one. It looks like a little poem and it's divided by a line break. So I'm going to put here S2 or stanza 2. And then this is the next one, S3 or stanza 3. So how many stanzas do we have in total? We have a total of 3. So I'm going to put here 3. So we have 32 lines, 3 stanzas. How many line breaks? Remember, if our fingers fit through the line breaks. So we had 1. That's it, right? Just 1. All right, and then the type of poem. So this is the type of poem we won't know until we actually start reading our poem. So let's go ahead and park our pencils. And remember, we have to read it 3 times. So I'm going to put here a little box. Don't forget to put this little box, boys and girls, because this reminds you, you have to read it 3 times. All right? And I'm going to park my pencil. So, woodman, spare that tree. Touch not a single bough. In youth and sheltered me, and I'll protect it now. Does my father's forehead hand, that placed it near his cot. There, woodman, let it stand. Thy axe shall harm it not. That old familiar tree, whose glory and renown are spread over land and sea. Say, wouldn't thou hack it down? So you could already tell that this poem is very old. How do you know that? The type of verbiage that they use. For example, thy. So thy is yours. So for example, here they're saying your axe shall not harm it. So what are they talking about? They're talking about a tree. Now what about it? Look what it says. Touch not a single bough. So that means that they don't want to do what to the tree? They don't want to cut it. They don't want for the tree to be cut down, right? In youth, it sheltered me. What does it mean by sheltered me? The tree, so it kind of covered him, right? All right, let's go to the second stanza. Woodman, forbear thy stroke. Cut not its earth-bound ties. Oh, spare that aged oak. Now towering to the skies, oft when a careless child beneath its shade I heard the wood notes sweet and wild of many a forest bird. My mother kissed me here, my mother pressed my hand, and I asked thee with a tear, oh, let that old oak stand. My heartstrings round thee cling, close at thy bark, old friend. Here shall the wild bird sing, and still thy branches bend. Old tree, the storm still brave, and woodman, leave the spot. While I've a hand to save, thy axe shot harm it not. So they're saying, please don't cut this tree. Why? What did the speaker or poet just tell us? The memories, right? So remember, it said that my mother kissed me here, my father pressed my hand. So I ask with a tear. So are they feeling happy right now? No, they're not, right? They're saying, please don't do it. So they're begging, right? So we have read it one time. Okay. Now remember, we need to identify the type of poem and figurative language. So I'm going to go ahead and add here figurative language. All right, let's go back to stanza 1. Woodman, spare that tree. I'm going to start doing my rhyme scheme, if there's any. Touch not a single bough. Oh, boys and girls, notice how there's a little number? So if you scroll down, it says a branch of a tree. So it says touch not a single branch of a tree. So they don't want nothing to be touched of that tree. They don't want anything to be touched. So bough and tree, do they rhyme? No. And youth, it sheltered me. So me, it sheltered me. So does me and tree rhyme? Or me and bot rhyme? Or none of them rhyme? So if rhymes, remember, we have to pair them up with a family. If it doesn't rhyme, you find it a new family. Okay, so it does rhyme, right? So it is the same family as tree, so it is A. And I'll protect it now. So now and tree. Now and bough. Yes. So it is the same family of B. Thou's my father's hand. Hand and tree. No. Hand and bough. No. Hand and me. Hand and now. No. So hand needs a new family, so it'll be C. Let's see the next line. Line 6. That placed it near his cot. Cot and tree. No. Cot and bough. No. Cot and me. No. Cot and now. No. Cot and hand. No. Remember the same rhyme, the same sound. So this one needs a new family, so now it is D. Next line. There, woodman, let it stand. Stand, tree. No. Stand and bough. No. Stand and me. No. Stand now. Stand, hand. Yes. So we have a new pair. All right, next line. Thy axe shall harm it not. Not and tree. Do they rhyme? No. Not and bough? No. Not and me? No. Not and now? No. Not and hand? No. And not and caught? Yes. It has the same ending, right? So it is a D family. All right, next line. That old familiar tree. So tree is actually a word that gets repeated here. So that is the same family as A. All right, whose glory and renown. So renown, let's go up. Tree. No. Renown, bough. No. I'm sorry, yes. Renown, bough, yes. Or you could also do renown now. They do rhyme. So it is B. Oops, wrong one. All right, next line. Are spread over land and sea. So let's start up from the top. Sea and tree. Do they rhyme? Yes. Sea, tree. All right, next one. Say, wouldn't thou hack it down? So down and tree. No. Down, bow. Yes. So I'm going to go back here, boys and girls, and I'm going to write here my rhyme scheme because I did find a pattern. So that rhyme scheme is A, B. So I'm going to write here A, B, A, B. And then I'm going to put a comma because look what happens next. So it's A, B, A, B, and then C, D, C, D. So C, D, C, D. And then it changes again. So I'm going to put another comma. A, B, A, B. So all I did, boys and girls, is find my rhyme scheme and then write it down. So A, B, A, B, and then I put a comma because it changes family. C, D, C, D, comma, and then again, A, B, A, B. So do we have rhyme scheme? Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and analyze this first stanza that we just read. Remember, we just reread it. This is our second time. We still need to go to the back and read that. But we need to analyze the type of figurative language that is used, if any. Is it comparing anything? No. So it's not comparing anything. It's not saying you are as beautiful as a flower or you look like a flower. So it's not comparing anything, right? Okay, how about alliteration? Remember, what was alliteration? So we come back to our anchor chart. Is it using any alliteration like Sally sells seashells by the seashore? We don't find any. How about a hyperbole? Is anything being exaggerated? Does it compare the tree to anything? Is it using an idiom? Onomatopoeia? And if we scroll down, personification, is it saying that the tree is talking to us? No, right? So we're going to come back here. Now, this type of poem, remember, we have 4 options. So is it a narrative? So I'm going to put here in a little box, is it a narrative? So a narrative has a character, it has a setting, it has a plot. Then we have lyrical. Sounds like a song, it tells us feelings. And then we also have free verse. So free verse means that nothing rhymes. And then the last one is humorous. So humorous literally means that it made us LOL, laugh out loud, right? So there's one that we could automatically take out. Which one is that one? So we can take out humorous and we can take out free verse because we do have verse. I mean, there is some rhyme scheme in there, right? So these 2 are definitely out. So is it a narrative? Does it have characters, a setting, and a plot? Or is it lyrical? Does it tell us the feelings? Does it sound like a song? So I'm going to put here like a song. Okay. So we're down to narrative and lyrical. So here, the speaker or the poet is expressing what? Okay, so look what it says. Woodman, spare that tree, touch not a single bough. So I drew a little tree and I put an X and put don't cut it. Why? Because he's saying don't touch a single branch from this tree. So he doesn't want anything to be touched. In youth it sheltered me and I'll protect it now. That was my forefather's hand that placed it near his cot. There, Woodman, let it stand, that thy axe shall harm it not. That old familiar tree whose glory and renown are spread over land and sea. Say, wouldn't thou hack it down? So he's trying to protect the tree from being cut down. So I'm going to put here his feelings. How is he feeling right now with the tree? He's feeling protective. He feels a connection with the tree. So I'm going to put here he has a connection. Okay, so based on this hashtag that I did or cloud that I did, is it a narrative or a lyrical? So it is a lyrical. It tells feelings. So the speaker's feelings, and it's like a song because it rhymes. All right, boys and girls, so I want you to flip it over. So you will be doing stanza 2 and 3 by yourselves. And today, remember, you're answering questions 1 through 5. So I want to concentrate on number 3. Okay, so number 3 says we're going to use line 8. So read line 8 from the poem, and here it is. Thy act shall harm it not. And it says, which of the following correctly shows the stressed syllables in capital letters? So I should be looking at the capital letters. So I'm going to box them in. Oops. So they're here. And then it says stressed syllables. So if there's stressed syllables, there should be a pitch higher. So that means when you say them, they sound a little higher. So let's try this. So remember, we look at the capital letters. Thy shall, it. Is that how we say it? No, right? We don't say it. We just say it. So because of this, it has no stress on it. So A is out. Let's look at B. Remember, we're only looking at the capital letters. Acts. So we do need a higher pitch. Harm. We have to raise our pitch, right? And not. Do we raise our pitch? Yes. So this one is a maybe. C. Thy. Acts. Yes. It. Do we have to say it, or do we just say it? We just say it. So remember, this, because of it, it is out. And D. Acts. So acts, yes, we have to raise our pitch. Not. So we do raise our pitch. So which one is better? Remember, harm. We have to raise our voice. You kind of like expand your chest when you say harm. We don't just say harm. Harm. So because of harm, my correct answer is B. Remember, stress syllables, you change your pitch. You cannot say it. You just say it. You don't stress it. So remember the pitch of that. Now, so we did number 3 together. Let's do number 5 together. So circle it. It says, read line 24 from the poem. So they gave me line 24. Oh, let that O stand. In this line, a refrain. Is this line a refrain? Why or why not? So they want to know if this line is a refrain. Why or why not? Okay, so on top of refrain, I want you to add, it means that it is a repeated. So it is a repeated line or phrase. So for example, if I give you the poem, teacher, teacher, call on me, teacher, teacher, call on me, that's repeating the line, right? Or it's a phrase because it's repeating, teacher, teacher, call on me. Won't you want for me to answer, teacher, teacher, call on me? So I'm repeating it again and again. So is this line 24, oh, let that oak stand, is it a refrain? So let's see. Is it a yes or a no? Do we see this repeated anywhere else? Because if I go to line 24, so let's go to line 24. Oh, let that oak stand. Do we see this line anywhere else? So go back to stanza 1, stanza 2, and then stanza 3. Do we have it anywhere else? Remember, don't forget stanza 1. We don't, right? Okay, so let's go to our answers. So there's 4 answers. Yes, because it is a main idea of the poem. Well, it's not a refrain, so that answer is out. Yes, because it has the same meaning as say, wouldn't thou hack it down? But we said no, it's not a repeated line or phrase. And now we're down to C and D. No, because a refrain is more than one line. Or D. No, because the last lines of the other stanzas are different. Oh, look what this one's saying. So this one's saying, so C is saying no because the refrain is more than one line. Does it have to be more than one line? So it could be, teacher, teacher, call on me. Don't you want me to answer the question? Teacher, teacher, call on me. Don't you want to choose me? So no, it doesn't have to be more than one line. And then D. So remember, we don't just go and circle D. We have to go and see it. No, because the last lines of the other stanzas are different. So this one's saying that the other lines are different. So let's go ahead and go to stanza 3, for example. Thy axe shall harm it not. And 24, oh, let that oak stand. So they are different. So this one is my maybe. So which is the best answer for a refrain, which is a repeated line or phrase? It is no, because the last lines are different. That is correct. And D is the best answer. So you are going to be answering by yourselves 1, 2, and 4. We did 3 and 5 together. All right, boys and girls, and that's it for today's lesson for Monday. I hope you're staying safe, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.